Hi, Coach. So Duke Johnson's camp announced that he's been signed to the 53-man roster. Do you have any corresponding roster moves or any COVID list updates for us?
Uh, Jalen Waddle, he'll come off of COVID today, as well as Philip Lindsay.
Great. And want to ask you about Robert Jones, the decision to use him yesterday. Had he been practicing well? Did you see opportunities with a 6 offensive line package yesterday to do some damage in the running game?
Yeah, I mean, look, every week it's game plan specific. We felt like putting Robin in there and some heavy packages at tight end would help us or potentially help us in the run game. So, we decided to do that, and I thought he did a nice job in there.
Thanks.
David?
Hi, Brian. Well, we ask you every week. So is this the week finally that Will Fuller could come back and begin practicing?
Will's had some setbacks in his rehab. So, I don't expect him this week, and I don't expect him back this season.
Okay. Also, Malcolm Brown, could he come back? And I had one other question on the special teams play where the direct snap went to Clayton. Was that by design, and was there a miscommunication? Thanks.
I think there was like 6 questions there. So
sorry.
What was the first one?
Oh, the first one.
Okay, so Malcolm Brown will practice this week, and we'll see how that goes. The special teams play. That I'll take full responsibility for that. My call, we didn't execute it. Thankfully, the defense kind of bailed us out there and did do a better job execution.
Donovan?
What's going on, B-Flow? How you doing, boss?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great. So after now watching film and seeing your Christian Wilkins touchdown celebration, how would you rate your big man's boogie? I mean, he seems like he got real into it out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see, his teammates huddled around him and excited for him. And, their support for him and his excitement to help the team, with a score. So, it's always nice to see that, and I'm not I talk to you about give you my opinion on defenses or offenses or special teams, but dance is that's somebody else's wheelhouse, not necessarily mine.
Totally understand.
Daniel?
Hey, Brian, I wanted to ask you about some comments that some of the Jets offensive players mentioned about just spacing your defense. They said that they expected going into the game to see a lot of that zero pressure, cover zero that maybe you guys have shown on film, but then post snap, it was more zone. I was just curious about the psychology of, showing blitz or showing cover zero pre-snap and then going into more zone or maybe a man look that's not cover zero. I mean, what effect can that have on the offense and how they maybe approach things?
Well, I mean, I thought they had a good plan. I thought they did a nice job of executing some their protections, their kind of blitz beaters. So they did a nice job. So as far as just I think that's football. You make it look like one thing, it's another. You try to disguise things, and doing that really in all phases, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game.
Alan?
Hi, Brian. I wanted to ask you about Savannah Ahmed, who was up but didn't play. Was that health related or more kind of the way the flow of the game was going?
It just came off of COVID. We only had 3 backs, so we're going to take 3 backs regardless. But that combined with Duke was running it well, Miles was running it well, so that's kind of how it goes. But initially, the plan was to get those guys more snaps, and I thought they did a nice job with their snaps. And Savannah was ready to go, and I think he kind of battled back from having a different week, dealing with COVID and getting back and getting back into form. He and Miles both, I thought, did a good job from that standpoint.
Travis?
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. Obviously, Christian had his moment in the sun yesterday, and it seemed like a lot of guys kind of rallied around that and had fun celebrating that play with him. I just kind of wanted to gauge your take as far as how you view celebrating making big plays after all the work you guys put in throughout the course of the week. Like, what is your kind of philosophy or take on celebrating when you do make a big play?
I think the guys work hard. I think they should celebrate. They should celebrate. I think they should support one another. I think it's hard to score in this league. I think it's hard to make those types of plays, and you should be excited about it. So I encourage that, and at the same time, you got 40 seconds to get ready for the next play. So that's about the amount of time you have to celebrate. And we were right on it. I would say after Christian's score, we ended up kicking with 2 seconds left. So we'll certainly have a conversation about the time limit on the celebrations.
Thanks, Coach.
Barry?
Brian was going to ask you how Nick Needham played at safety. And had you and Josh and Gerald been working him there the last couple of years in case you needed him on a day like yesterday with Javon out?
Well, Nick's a smart player, understands the defense, just kind of conceptually who's supposed to be in what spots. Hasn't had a lot of reps there, obviously, throughout the course of the year, but was able to step in last week, take some practice reps, and really step up for us. I thought we had a lot of guys who stepped up, Nick being one of them. But we're just having some down a few guys. Duke, obviously, Nick. Isaiah Ford. I think we had, that's what we need. We need contributions from guys, really everyone. But I think Nick, like I said, he's smart. It's important to him. He just wants to help the team. So safety, corner, star, or nickel, excuse me. And he's willing to. We can really kind of plug him in a variety of spots and feel confident that he's going to get the job done.
Thanks.
Joe?
Hey, Flo, I was looking at the AFC standings, which I know you probably don't spend a lot of time doing, but there's 10 teams with 6 or 7 losses. So we're all sort of bunched up and clustered together. What do you think will determine which of those teams actually sort of make it through over the course of the end of the season here?
Execution. I think that's always something that we talk about. Toughness, mental toughness, physical toughness, and I think those are the things that it takes to finish strong in the season. And there's a lot of good teams, obviously throughout the league, and there'll definitely be some competitive games. We know that. We got a big one coming up against a very good team. Just kind of putting initial eyes on the Saints. We got our hands full. We certainly have our hands full.
Thank you.
David?
Hey, I just wanted to get clarity on Javon Holland because he was taken off the COVID list and then couldn't play. Like Phillip Lindsay and Jalen Waddle, is he now able to return to the team and practice even though he didn't play yesterday? And you just keep him off the COVID list?
Activated. We have, by rule, you have to activate him the Saturday before the game in order to potentially get him back. So he's still on the COVID list. So I don't know if that kind of clears it up, but he is not a cleared COVID protocol yet.
Okay, so still not on the COVID list, but hasn't cleared COVID protocols as of right now.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
Does anyone else have a final question for Coach? All right, last one, Alan.
Hey, Brian. So I would assume you saw some of the Saints on Sunday night, and I wanted to get your thoughts on if anything jumped out that you may not have already known about them.
That's a tough physical team across the board: offense, defense, special teams. They got a lot of great players. I mean, obviously they're well coached. Really across the board. Sean Payton, Carmichael, Dennis Allen, Riz. I mean, I think they do a great job. So, and they got a lot of really good players. So they played well last night. They've been playing well. Yeah, like I said, we'll have our hands full.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.